Hello everybody, this is Mr. Alberto23. Today I'm going to be explaining how to perform the Ganondorf fight in the speedrun. So this is on the Wii U. The strat is different on the GameCube version for one major reason. The jump slash quick spin, which is basically jump attacking and spinning the stick, deals way more damage, and you can chain both the jump slash and the spin on HD, making it much more useful on HD and making the fight a lot more trivial on HD. So this is really not that bad of a fight if you know what you're doing. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I recommend don't practice with Grandma Soup. Actually, on this file, I have magic armor. Every time I get hit, it takes rupees, and I have 4 fairies. So you can practice with a lot of hearts. That'll probably help you. And you have hookshot to get up to this platform. So let's go and begin. So for first phase, you have Zelda to help you. Zelda can shoot light arrows at Ganondorf, which will stun him. And we could jump spin to deal a lot of damage. And then when Zelda hits him with when he has enough damage, that light arrow will advance to the second phase when you don't have Zelda. And so for this phase, you have to parry his attack to stun him. And then for this last phase, Zelda gets back up, and now you actually have to talk to her again and shield her light arrow. And then after you've shielded, you can deal the final blow. And that is the Ganondorf fight. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and break this down a bit more, explain it a bit more, so that you can understand. So right off the bat, what I want to explain is the very beginning of the fight, phase 1. So for the first phase, Zelda will actually automatically talk to me. So I'm actually not pressing A to talk to Zelda. I'm actually letting her talk to me. And then just mashing through the text. The reason for this is that if you actually talk to Zelda early, like as soon as possible, she'll actually shoot so early that it won't hit him. Because basically the way that this works with the light arrow hitting Gan is you have to be behind him. Like on the other side. Because if you're on the same side as Zelda, he sees the arrow and then will actually dodge it or block it. So that will not work, as you see. He'll just dodge it. But if you have to go all the way around him to the other side, then he doesn't see it and he'll get hit. And then he's stunned. You can hit him. You also notice that at the start of the fight, I'm actually moving to the left. And the reason I'm doing this is that this actually saves time and makes the fight more consistent because, as you see, Zelda will actually shoot earlier because she doesn't jump. But what is this jump I'm talking about? If you don't move at the start of the fight, and you just let her, you know, this is what we used to do, you'll see Zelda will actually jump to the side. And there you saw she jumped behind Ganon. She can actually jump, it's random where she jumps. And that actually is very important, because, so here, yeah, she jumped behind, but I'm trying to get it where she'll jump to the other side. I think it's 50-50. It's like flipping a coin. There she jumped behind again. Eventually I'll land a tails instead of a heads. Oh, behind again. Hold on. And there we go. So this time she jumped this side. That's important because if she jumps in the wrong direction, your spin attacks can actually hit her. And if you hit her during the spin attack, like that, she'll A, not shoot her arrow, or B, if she has it in her hand, she'll release it earlier. Which is kind of bad. See it? When you hit her, she releases her arrow. And if she's in the middle of a stun animation, you can't talk to her. So you actually don't want to hit Zelda. Like, you don't want your spin attacks to hit her. And if she hits you by accident, you can take damage from these light arrows. So yeah, hitting Zelda is not ideal. But if you move to the left, she doesn't actually jump. And it's consistent where she is. Which kind of guarantees you don't hit her while you're trying to hit Ganon, because she'll end up being a good distance away. So anyway, move to the left to the start of the fight. Just literally just hold left. It's pretty simple. I also like panning the camera out, but that's just a preference. And then basically what we're going to do is wait for her to release the arrow. As soon as she releases it, jump slash quick spin, which is basically hold target, press A, and spin the stick. And if you do that correctly, he'll actually, you don't have to press B when he lands, he'll automatically do a spin attack. And that deals a lot of damage. And right after you do that, talk to her again, and then do a slash and then another spin and run away. and that actually deals enough damage. So basically, there's a limit to how fast you can make this phase. It all is dependent on how early you talk to Zelda. Like, as soon as you can talk to Zelda again, it's basically determines how fast she shoots the next arrow. So basically, the way that we're trying to do this is talk to her as early as possible. Though that first time, we really have to wait, as I mentioned before, because otherwise Ganon will dodge it. So talk to her as early as possible. They're actually pressed A too early, so you can actually mash A to talk to her if you really want. But just remember that if you do this jump spin really early, then look how long I have to wait to talk to her. Just remember that, you know, there's only so fast that you can do this phase. Even if you do the jump spin, the first one pretty early, as I just did there, I still had to wait for Zelda to be available to talk. Like this. And then slash spin and then just run away from him. If you hit the barrier, that's fine. Actually head towards the barrier, because once you hit it, you're invulnerable. You flash red for a while. There, I hit it after. Okay, so anyway, that's basically first phase. I'm going to revisit first phase in a little bit. But yeah, basically that's it. Just a jump spin, talk to Zelda, and then slash spin and then run away. And you should be fine to get a 1 cycle, which is basically just talking to Zelda twice. Now this phase, you don't have Zelda, so you have to parry these attacks like this in order to stun him, and then you can deal damage. Basically, there's several attacks Ganon can do. I'll show you the different attacks. This one you can parry. But I'll also mention, Ganon doesn't attack unless you're close enough. See, look at this. If Ganon's too far away, can't parry. And actually, if he gets far enough away, he'll just jump towards you. But yeah, now if you're too close, you get hit. Which I guess is fine. I mean, in any percent, it kind of sucks because you have 1 heart. You don't want to die. You can put your shield up, but look at this. I can't parry if I have my shield up. So you have to make sure you drop shield, and then you can actually parry. You just can't press A while holding shield. And then another thing, there's this attack. You cannot parry that attack. If he does that, you cannot parry it. And then last thing to note, and this actually carries over for first phase. If the last attack he hits you, your shield, he does that. He does like a kick. And I want to show you, you cannot block this. But, interestingly enough, you can actually parry it. So if you actually find yourself shielding the last attack, you can just side hop. Oh, well. I don't know why I didn't see that prompt. I'll show you again. There you go. And yeah, you can actually parry that. But anyway, I actually dealt enough damage. Once you deal enough damage, it just goes to the next phase. Same thing with this phase, except, you know, that one you don't need Zelda to get lighter. But yeah, same thing here, where it's just damage base. So I deal enough damage, and then as long as you have enough damage, Zelda did that lighter hit, it'll advance to the next phase. And so basically, for this phase, what I recommend, the easiest way to do it is back up when he's doing this attack, and then press A when he hits the ground, and then do a jump spin and then run away. And you can do the same thing. You have to do it twice. That's the easiest way to do this phase, but I want to show you there's actually a 1 cycle. So, but yeah, hold away from Ganon when he's doing his big jump. Otherwise, he'll hit you from the parry, and you can just avoid getting hit. So anyway, there's actually a 1 cycle for this phase. It's contingent on, for whatever reason, you have to get this 1 cycle first phase for you to even be able to do it. So if you mess up first phase a lot, you can't get it. So first of all, as you notice, I'm always leading Ganon around the edge of this platform clockwise, like this. For whatever reason, that's required. I don't know why. If you lead him in this direction and he parries you parry his attack in this direction, it doesn't work. I don't know why. Do not have it figured out to this day. So basically you want to lean in this direction, and basically what you want to do is you want to hold back, and then you want to hold left just after he hits the ground. You want to parry right after he hits the ground. And you want to go left because if you go like to the right, I'll show you, you'll parry around the other way, and you don't want that. You want to actually parry around to the left. So I have to restart the fight every time I want to show that. So yeah, anyway, hold back. Just make sure you're holding back, though, like basically the whole time he's midair. I actually pause a bit. I don't know if it actually makes a difference, but I actually just stay just outside of his range, and I don't start holding back until he jumps midair. And then I just move a little bit to the left, and then parry right after he hits the ground. And then there, as you saw, I actually got it, but you actually have to do a spin attack after the jump spin. You have to do jump spin and then spin to get it to work. And And the way you could tell that you got the one cycle, what's actually happening is you're hitting 2 hitboxes at the same time. For whatever reason, Ganondorf has 2 hitboxes. And if you see, like, big sparks flying from him, that's actually sparks from both hitboxes, basically, like, layering on top of each other. So you can actually see it's the red flashes, like the red lines. I'll pause when I get it. So you see these big red flashes on Gen. It's like right around the pause screen. These big red flashes, that means I got it. And then I need another spin, and then that'll be enough damage. So there you saw, I just got it in 1 parry. So I didn't take 2 parries. That's why we call it a 1 cycle. Now, there's something interesting. So you see how I had to do a jump spin and then a spin? Well, believe it or not, this is like a small time save you can do, but just to explain it, why do you have to do that? Because sometimes you may see in speedruns, I actually do a jump spin and then a slash, and then it actually deals enough damage. And I do that because the slash actually has just a few frames, just a fewer frames that it takes to come out, which means that it'll actually be slightly faster by just frames. In order to do that, you actually have to do this first phase. You have to do it different. You have to do spin attacks. You have to do 2 spin attacks, and actually I recommend doing a 3rd spin attack there to make Ganon not be able to hit you. Otherwise, you don't really have time to roll away. And now, that damage is actually carried over, as I have extra damage on this phase. And now, I can do a jump spin and a slash, and that's enough damage. But otherwise, if you're doing a slash and a spin first phase, like just a slash and not 2 spins, which is way easier, and that's what I recommend as a beginner, then you have to do a spin attack. So if you do this, then you have to do a spin attack after your jump spin, 2nd phase, to get the 1 cycle. Another important thing, don't lead Ganon towards one of these waterfalls. For whatever reason, it messes it up. So lead him, like, away, like this way. And then I'll show you. So jump spin, and then spin, and that should be enough. And then just, like, roll towards Zelda. So anyway, that's it for 2nd phase, basically. That's it for 2nd phase. Now, let me go ahead and show you 3rd phase. So 3rd phase, talk to Zelda as soon as you can. There's actually she's stunned a little bit, she can't. And then you basically just shield the attack. Now, as you just saw there, so the gist for shielding. So make sure that your back is not to Zelda, you're on your side, because you cannot, look, you can't shield that, because your shield is not actually facing Zelda, so, you know, it didn't actually hit your shield. And, you know, you can get these weird, wonky angles where you're like, your side is to Zelda, like this. That won't work. You have to have a good enough angle. Like, I think it's, like, more than 90 degrees. Like, right? See how our angle is like 90 degrees right now. Like, you have to have it more like this kind of angle. And then you can actually, you see me release. Why do you see me release target? You actually, this animation of the arrow hitting your shield, you can actually skip that by releasing target. That animation you saw. And I believe it saves a tiny amount of time. It actually does not save that much. And so I can actually explain how to do this, though. It's a pretty small time save. So, and that makes you be able to parry quicker. So basically for this, I'm targeting him and then I'm dropping target. So I release target. Holding target aims me towards Ganon, so I don't recommend manually aiming. I do not recommend it. If you hold target and then release target, then you'll be aiming towards him. But how can this fail? The way this can fail is if you are, well, on this side of Ganon. Now there I actually held target and it worked because I held target. But if you don't hold target, he'll dodge it like that. The reason is that if his back is to the arrow and the arrow is coming at him, I'm trying to show you. If you're like on this side, you see the arrow's coming from behind him, right? Because like Zelda's behind him. Then he'll dodge it as it's coming towards you. And then since you're not targeting him, your aim won't get adjusted to where he is. And then you won't hit him. So you can also fail because the light arrow misses you. Like if you just like move as the light arrows. Now it's the same thing as like if he's coming at you and attacking, just back up. So, like if he's constantly attacking you, he's pushing you back, and then he can push you back just as the arrow's coming, and then you can miss. And then the final step, basically, once you get this, you just simply press A to parry. So wait until it comes up, and then you just press A. So that's it for the fight. That's basically it. I've hopefully helped you learn this fight. go ahead and mess around with it before you do runs, because it is quite scary to do in a run if you don't really know what you're doing. So definitely recommend practicing it first. Once you've actually practiced this enough, it's really not that scary to do in fights, in runs. Lastly, I guess if you are having trouble, let me go ahead and show you. You can actually grapple Zelda. Like, you can just grapple her. Can't really grapple her now, but you see, I can just get hearts from her. Now, if you have 1 heart, I believe it gives you 3. I don't know exactly how many hearts you have to have. Yeah, so there, I just had 2 and it gave me 3. But if you have, like, higher, like, I only get 1. Yeah, so basically just target and press grapple. Now, you can actually, at the beginning of the fight, if you want a really easy health refill, like an any %, just mash A to talk to her, hold target, and then just grapple her, like this. So that's a really, really easy way to get hearts at the beginning. You just like mash A to talk to her, and then grapple her. And you will always get hearts like that. That's consistent. That's fully consistent. And then you can continue with your fight, because in any %, you start off with 1 heart, and then you can use that to get to 3. So that every time he hits you, he deals 1 heart. So just mash A to talk to her, and then hold target and grapple her. And there you go, you get a heart. Every time. Well, 3 hearts if if you're at any % worried about dying. So anyway, that's it. That is it. That is everything I'm going to say. Good luck learning, and I hope this tutorial's helped you. See you later.